Sports on YouTube. You found us. So while you're here, subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell icon. You never miss any of our live streams. We're at the Dennis R. Smith Gymnasium at McCollum High School tonight. It is the South San Bobcats, a very short trip across our Zamora over here to Formosa, 500 Formosa, where the McCollum Cowboys are hosting on their campus, the Dennis R. Smith Gymnasium. This is a game, we call it a bubble game on our social media. Both of these teams sitting outside the top four. South San sitting right outside the top four. McCollum a little further back. Both of them still in the hunt. Both of them, it's still possible for both of them to make the playoffs, but this game is very much a must-win game. A loss here, and that hill will get very, very steep. McCollum, boy, did they open some eyes this past Tuesday when they beat the John Jay Mustangs, leading the pack over there. The South San Bobcats, the reason they're outside the top four is that they lost 4 games in the first round by 5 points or less. As a matter of fact, 1 by 5 and 3 of them by 2 points. We're going to tell you a whole lot more about that when we come back from our break. We thank you for joining us. It's going to be a good one tonight.
Join the legacy today and become a teacher for Harlandale ISD. Here at Harlandale, we offer many benefits for you and your family, competitive pay, and a starting salary for teachers of $58,000. We offer teacher stipends for teaching bilingual classes, coaching, special education, and more. Here at Harlandale, we are inspiring our students to be the change. Join us today and make a difference tomorrow. Apply now at harlandale.net/apply.
In SSA ISD, every child is empowered to explore their passion.
In our district, diverse programs ensure that every student finds their voice and path.
In our district, dedicated educators inspire and challenge their students to reach their full potential.
In our district, my dreams matter.
When you're hit by a motor vehicle, there's nobody that tells you that there's most likely going to be a $1 billion insurance company protecting the driver that just hit you. It's a mistake to play in traffic, just like it's a mistake to go against an auto insurance company all alone. When you get into a car crash, don't fight the $1 billion auto insurance companies alone. If you've been injured in a car crash, call Martinez & Associates today at 210-337-1111.
You're gonna see me shine, 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 walking on beams of light, 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 light. Oh, oh, oh,
And we welcome you back to the Dennis R. Smith Gymnasium here on the campus of McCollum High School. The South San Bobcats visiting the hosting McCollum Cowboys. The matchup here tonight, well, this is, I'm Robert Villafranca. I'm going to have the tech table and color. Bobby Mendez will be privileged with the play-by-play call of Bobby Mendez here tonight, and Cesar Mendez at the camera, so you know that that's going to be some great camera work there. The matchup tonight, the South San Bobcats are visiting. Their head coach is Mike Martinez in his first year as a basketball varsity head coach. A Lanier grad, played under Coach Rudy Bernal, the legendary Rudy Bernal. So, you know, that Coach Bernal's tree is, he's one tree in a vast forest of former Rudy Bernal players. And, you know, that he certainly had some great experience playing for those folks under Coach Rudy Bernal. Mike Martinez, the head coach. Record this year, 16 wins against 12 losses in his inaugural year, 6 wins against 4 losses in district. They're scoring 58 points per game, giving up 52 points per game. In the 6 of the 10 games that they have played in district so far have been decided by 5 points or less. They have lost 4 of those. They've won 2 of those. So you talk about living on the edge. They're living on the bubble, right outside the top 4, just on the edge of the bubble, also living on the edge from night to night. as they have played many, many close games, an indication of the parity in 28-5A. The McCollum Cowboys are coached by Coach Lorenzo Anthony. He's a first-year coach to McCollum, but this is not his first head coaching position. He comes to McCollum via Stockdale, where he had a lot of success there, 4 years as a head coach there. His best playoff run was a regional qualifier last year, I believe, at Stockdale. So he's brings some head coaching experience with him, but he's a first-year head coach here at McCollum. 9-13 is the Cowboys' record. 4-6 in district play. They have scored 48 points per game, but they're giving up 54. Not a formula for success. Lost to South End by 3 points in their first meeting. So, anytime these two guys get together, it's going to be fun. And it was fun the last time they played, and we expect a good one here tonight as well. Thank you for joining us. We'll be right back. We're going to tell you about the Bobcats when we come back.
Been in a crash? It's illegal for lawyers to contact you first. If yours did, it could ruin your case. Don't trust law firms that break the law. Choose Martinez & Associates, voted San Antonio's best law firm 3 years in a row. After you've been in a crash, go with the law firm you can trust. Call Martinez & Associates. With us, it's personal.
Call 210-337-1111. That's 210-337-1111.
And we welcome you back to the Dennis R. Smith Gymnasium. The South End Bobcats are the visiting team. So let me tell you about them to begin with. South End Bobcats. 3 years ago, when these seniors were freshmen in 22-23, a 21-win season for them, 21-13, 11-3 in district. They finished second, made it to the playoffs, and were eliminated in the by-district round, lost to Brack that year. And then 2 years ago, 19-13, 9-5, another second-place finish in 28-5A. Again, a by-district elimination, lost to Brack again that 2 years ago. And then last year, 23-7 they were overall, 14-2 in district. Second place, again, they've kind of lived right there in that second place spot, but they made it to the area round last year and lost to Rouse. South End Bobcats, they've got some impact players as well. And let me visit with you about those impact players. Impact players wearing the blue and white tonight. Adam Guerrero. We'll start with him, a team captain, second in team scoring, 11 points per game. He was a Gregory Portland Classic all-tournament team selectee, and he has earned a San Antonio Express News game ball this season. And then Isaac Castilleja, he's the San Antonio Express News Player of the Week this week. He's also a captain of on the team. He can light it up. Miguel Bravo, an all-tournament player at the Pearsall Classic tournament earlier this year. And then Malachi Vargas, a senior. He is the motor player. This is the guy, when we get South End on the stream, I look for him first of all. He is a motor player. Leads the team in rebounds per game. He's not going to be the tallest guy out there on the court, but he leads the South End Bobcats in rebounds. And part of that is desire. Part of that is savvy. He just has great anticipation and great desire. He's the kind of teammate that just will not let your team give up. He plays hard from the tip-off to the last tick of the clock. And to me, he's one of the reasons, of course, a great culture here at South End in all sports, but Malachi on this team, I think he is one of the reasons that these guys just get after it from tip-off to the last tick. Those are the South End Bobcats. We're going to take a short break here, and when we come back, we're going to visit with you about the McCollum Cowboys. And we welcome you back. We visited about the visiting South San Bobcats. Let me tell you about the home team, McCollum Cowboys, their history. We like to go back 3 years when the seniors on the court were freshmen. In 22, 23, the McCollum Cowboys, 12-18, 4-10, a seventh place finish, didn't qualify for the playoffs. 2 years ago, 6-20, 5-9, sixth place in district, did not qualify for the playoffs. 24-25 just last year, 12-17, a little improvement over 2 years ago. Still finished sixth with a 5-10 record and did not qualify. So the McCollum Cowboys have hit a little bit of a drought. This is a proud program who we have become accustomed to seeing in the playoffs, but over the last 3 years have struggled and just have not been able to get into postseason play. Introduce Coach Lorenzo Anthony from Stockdale, and we'll see if he can make a difference and make an impact there. The McCollum Cowboys impact players. Let me pull those up here on the screen for you. McCollum Cowboys impact players: Dominic Camacho, a senior; Josiah Hernandez, a freshman; and right in the middle, Sonny Dinkwalter, sophomore. Dominic Camacho leads the team in scoring for the season, 10 points per game, and rebounds per game he's got 5, and assists per game he's got 3. So as a senior, he does a lot of things. He does a lot of things on the stat line. But we're going to keep a real close eye to Josiah Hernandez, a freshman on this team who has really, since district has started, he's the leading scorer on this team in district games. He's really come along. Coach Anthony, very proud of him and very happy with his development. Maybe a candidate for newcomer of the year, Josiah Hernandez, a freshman. And then Sonny Dinkwalter, a sophomore. He rounds out the Cowboys' top 3 players. So we'll keep an eye on Dominic, Josiah, and Sonny here tonight. Robert Villafranca alongside Bobby Mendez, Cesar Mendez with us here tonight behind the cameras. And we looking forward to Bobby's call of this game tonight.
Yeah, looking forward to it, Coach. This will be the first boys McCollum game that I get to see. Had the pleasure of watching South San not too long ago against the John Jay Mustangs. That was a game that went down to the wire. And I know just a little bit of a conversation that we had with the head coach, Mike Martinez, afterwards. And he talked a little bit about how this team is a young team and how they're trying to establish something with all of their non-veteran experiences here, but it's going to take a lot for these two teams to come out, because this is a very tough and competitive district. McCollum on their high horse right now, if you will, because of that big win against John Jay last week that you talked about. So I'm excited to see, especially in this second part of the season, where teams already got those first games out of the way, and there's still a chance. So there's still plenty of opportunities here for both of these two teams. So I'm looking forward to a pretty competitive game today.
Well, both of them in their first year leading these programs, and you know that sometimes it takes a little bit of time to instill a scheme offensively, defensively, and your own culture here. So Coach Martinez and Coach Anthony both trying to do that in their respective programs, and so again, you know, we see them coming around. Coach Martinez with South San, you know, you see some familiar names on their roster, Bobby, but they really only have one returning starter. Zayden Montoya is the only returning starter on the South San Bobcats team. And Coach Martinez will tell us that he's playing a whole different role. Last year, you know, sixth man, maybe the seventh man in a game, but very much more a bigger part of the scheme. And although he's a returning starter, he's returning in a whole different role, so that's difficult too. And then over on the McCollum side, you know, a lot of unfamiliar names on that roster. So Coach Martinez, almost a blank slate.
Yeah, you know, looking at the roster here, the most recognizable name for me was John Paul Fisher, of course,
a football player,
because he played football. And again, this being my first basketball game that I get to do for the boys. So yeah, John Paul Fisher played a big role, playing again for the McCollum Cowboys on the football team. So But big boy here, and I'm looking forward to seeing him and his athletic abilities here on the court. But if you see what's happening right now, there is appreciation week, I think.
Officials appreciation, yes,
And so there's a couple of gifts. I don't know if that's legal or not to give some gifts to the officials of appreciation, but we shall see if there are any favorable calls later today.
Well, if you do it out in front of the public, I'm sure that it's okay. But these officials certainly deserve to be appreciated. It's a thankless job. And, I'm glad to see that, and many teams around the area taking time to appreciate the officials as they deserve to be.
And of course, I was joking.
And now the introduction of the starters.
All right, that was the national anthem here, and now it's time for the introductions for the starting lineup. And right now it is the South San Bobcats. It's a senior, Eduardo Ponce. He wears number 0. There's senior guard Isaac Castilleja, number 2. And then we also have number 4, Adam Guerrero, who's also a senior and a guard. And then we also have
number 1, sophomore, Sonny Dinkwater.
Number 24, that is Malachi Vargas. We'll call his name out a bunch today. So now the starting lineup for the McCollum Cowboys as they are coming out here. Oh, it's tough to see their numbers. We got Sonny Dinkwalter, number 1. John Paul Fisher, I saw him. And then number 34, that's Daniel Ramos Jr. At number 14, Dominic Camacho. And number 35, Josiah Hernandez, the freshman that Coach was talking about here just a moment ago. And Eduardo Ponce is right at midcourt. He is getting ready for jump ball. And out to meet Ponce is Daniel Ramos Jr. Of course, the McCollum Cowboys in their white uniforms with the green and gold along the side. South San in their blue uniforms with the white stripes along the side. So Ramos, Ponce. South San doesn't get it, so the Cowboys will start offensively. Good movement with Dinkwalter. Over to Ramos. Dinkwalter sets it up with a big 3 to start the game. Sonny Dinkwalter, the sophomore, got a great pass and a great shot. Back the other way, here come the Bobcats. Setting up their offense, moving the ball along the perimeter. It's a 3-point shot by number 2, Isaac Castilleja, who missed that one, and Cowboys coming right back. Ball handled by Gutierrez. And now by Ramos. Kicks it out. Top of the key. Great ball movement. Now Dominic Camacho drives it in. Gets it out to Dinkwalter. Over to the right side, into the lane, kicks it out. Driving inside, kicking it out. 3-pointer, short for Camacho. Back the other way. Here come the Bobcats. An opportunity for Guerrero. He saw it. Didn't quite make that three, but the rebound made by Malachi Vargas. And that shot is off. Back the other way. The Cowboys coming quick. Thought about a quick three-pointer. Decided to set up the offense. Couple steps. Pass. Ball almost taken away. Big Walter with a shot just inside the free throw line. Cowboys will take the early 5-0 lead.
Deke Walter with all 5 points for McCollum so far.
Had a couple of good looks. Nailed those shots. Bobcats, this time they get a good look at a three, and that shot is no good by Zayden Montoya.
All three of the Bobcat shots have been from outside the arc.
The McCollum defense denying anything on the inside, forcing the Bobcats to take outside shots. Ball outside now. This is Julian Gutierrez. Top of the key, driving into the lane. Pump fakes, kicks it out. Camacho kicks it back out. Another three, no good. And there's going to be a foul called on J.P. Fisher. And over the back. And now the Bobcats will get the basketball.
J.P. Fisher, a running back for Coach Wilkinson's football team, the fullback many times, so he's going to use his body in the paint. You know that he will.
Always love it when the football squad gets out on the basketball court. Long three, no good. The attempt by Guerrero will go and now belong to the Cowboys. So another trip for the offense for the Bobcats, and still nothing, Coach.
Sonny Dinkwalter with a nice tap out of bounds. The South End Bobcats the last to touch there. So Sonny working on both sides of the court here, both ends of the court.
Inside out, as the Cowboys have been doing it. They've been trying to find something on the inside and have kind of settled for a couple of jump shots, but still pretty decent defense by the Bobcats here in this first quarter. Shot no good. Board controlled by Ponce, and the Bobcats, they're coming back the other way. Ponce thought about it. He kicked it out. And now Guerrero kicks it out, and that is for Castilleja. He'll get that one-hander to go for the Bobcats' first points of the evening.
Nice little running jumper. I think the first shot that they've taken from inside the arc, and they've hit that one. The Bobcats starting off in a man defense, now trapping.
They certainly are picking up the defense here on this possession as the ball handled by Camacho.
Starting that man defense, but a lot of switching back and forth for South End. You'll see a switch right there.
Kicked out. Three-point shot. That's going to go for Daniel Ramos Jr. on the three-pointer. Started off with just great ball movement by the McCollum Cowboy offense. Everyone really kind of just touching the ball, looking for that good shot. Foul on the other end.
And a blocking foul will send number 4 beg your pardon, Adam Guerrero to the free throw line for South San, trailing by 6. We're at about the 3.5-minute mark of the first quarter. We thank you for joining us here on RC Audio Sports. Free throws are always important, but I think that for me, when you have to play a lot of half court, like you see these teams having to play half court here tonight so far, that free throw line becomes that much more important. There's fewer possessions, so you've got to capitalize when you're at that end of the court, and if it's at the free throw line, you got to do it. If you run and gun, you're going to have 1,000 possessions back and forth, and maybe you minimize the importance of the free throw line.
Well, the importance there, Adam Guerrero nailed both of those free throws. Wait, did they not? I thought he made both of them.
He missed the first one, Bob, and then he made the second one. And then for McCollum, Dominic Camacho will get a basket. I heard a whistle. Might be not a timeout. It's maybe an injury timeout, or maybe a blood first aid timeout is, I think, what it is. Dominic Camacho going to the sideline and being tended to by a trainer.
They're just going to check him out, it looks like. Or maybe not.
Sending him over here to the trainer, I believe.
Bobcats trying to make something happen. Good defense there by the Cowboys. Cowboys now trying to get the ball across the timeline. They do. Corner. Top of the key now. Because again, the Cowboys have done a very good job of just moving the basketball. And players moving without the ball. Josiah Hernandez.
That's the freshman, Bobby. A little baseline penetration there. Gets fouled on the shot. So he's going to the line. It'll be the Cowboys' first trip to the line. First team foul for the Bobcats. So probably not going to see them in the bonus. Won't see the Cowboys in the bonus this quarter.
Josiah missing that first free throw. A little bit too strong, hitting the back of the rim on that one. Here comes the second. And that one, a little too short. Just off on the calibration. Moved or missed both free throws. Ponce kicking it out. And now Guerrero also kicking it out. Back over to Ponce. Nice baseline move. Kicks it back to Guerrero. Guerrero being guarded by let's see, that was Gutierrez, excuse me. And into the lane, Zayden Montoya for the bucket.
I'd say over the last couple of minutes, Bobby, a steal.
Well, that was a big defensive stop for the Bobcats. They were not able to convert that into points. However, they still have possession of the basketball.
Last couple of possessions, I see that the Bobcats are trying to probe that interior defense a little bit more than they were in the early going, not relying on that three-point shot.
There's that three-point shot, and it's good. Adam Guerrero saw the opportunity, coach, and he had plenty of room. Great shot, great basket. 2-point ball game here with under 2 minutes to go. Big Walter in the lane, kicking it out, had nowhere to go. Lane is closed also for Camacho. He's back into the ball game. Left side, the Bobcats, just a fantastic job on defense, denying any entry into the lane. But the Cowboys will do something from the outside. Julian Gutierrez on the three. Guerrero, a long three, hits the backboard. Board controlled by Malachi. Malachi Vargas puts it back. Bobcats down by 3.
And again, we talked to you about Malachi Vargas' prowess as a rebounder. Again, not the tallest guy on the court, but he finds a way, and he's going to get that, give the Bobcats a second chance and a score on that possession.
Camacho back into the ball game. The ball gets taken away by Guerrero, and Guerrero will give the Bobcats a chance to be, down by 1 so far. Another steal. This time given back. It was Malachi Vargas. And now the Cowboys back the other way with 34 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Camacho's double team, gets rid of it, and hands it over to Dinkwalter. And the ball's taken away by Ponce.
And a foul 84 feet away from the bucket. That's Dinkwalter being called for it. Not in the bonus, so not going to the line, but still a costly foul. 80 feet, just don't like to foul 84 feet away from the bucket.
Yeah, Coach, the South End Bobcats really intensified their defense midway through the first quarter, and it's really helped them quite a bit and make a comeback to get right back into this ball game.
I think once they started probing the interior, the kick out three was a little bit better than the setup three. They were struggling with that. It's kind of like in football. Sometimes a run game makes the passing game go, and sometimes a penetrating offense is going to make the arc offense go. And I think that's what we see with South End in the early going.
Bobcats looking for perhaps the last shot in the paint. Couldn't pass that one up. That is missed. That was Justin Ramos, 5 seconds. Here come the Cowboys. Last second shot from near half court. That doesn't go. That was Josiah Hernandez who tried that one. We've got a ball game, one at the end of one. It's 13-12 here from Dennis R. Smith Gymnasium. You're watching high school basketball, and it's on RC Audio Sports.
I've been working for Harlandale for 23 years. I'm the first person they see, and I like to work with kids. Here at Harlandale, we're a team. And when it comes to delivering the kids safely to school, we all work together and we accomplish the mission.
Join Harlandale ISD as a bus driver and become a vital part of our education community. Enjoy a fulfilling career with competitive pay starting at $19 an hour. Apply today at harlandale.net/apply.
Come be a part of the Harlandale legacy.
You're gonna see me shine, 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 shine. Walking on beams of a light, 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 light.
Now have to set up. And here's Hernandez. Gets a cutting Cowboy, and that one will drop. Camacho. Dominic Camacho with the teardrop. Check that. That is 24. Xavier Campos. Guerrero in the lane. The one-hand floater will go. And they still trail by one, 17-16.
A timeout on the floor gives us an opportunity to visit with you about Mac Hakes, Southway Ford, David Benavides, Anthony Martinez are there waiting for you, making sure, or to help you make sure that you get the best value on a pre-owned or a brand new vehicle at Mac Hakes Southway Ford, located in the heart of 285A, if you will, right there on I-35 between Zarzamora and Highway 16. David Benavides, Anthony Martinez. Mac Hake is a place that you need to go. Look for David or Anthony when you get there.
Thank you, Coach, and thank you, Southway Ford, Mac Hike Southway Ford. The Cowboys, with a 1-point lead, have the basketball here ready to start with 6:05 to go in this second quarter. That first quarter was a pretty
very fast-paced
quarter. 2 minutes in already, just about. And here come the Cowboys as they try to get it across the timeline. They've done that.
Ooh.
Underneath, a layup. Great. Good go for Julian Gutierrez.
Got behind the defense there. A strong safety fell asleep on the pass, and the Cowboys got behind him.
Good double team. Guerrero thought about shooting that. Now moving the ball around along the perimeter, inside the lane, doesn't go. Another big board there by Justin Ramos, and he'll get fouled as he attempted to put that back.
Justin Ramos going to the line allows us to visit with you about Presidio Concrete. Big or small, public or private, commercial or residential. Presidio Concrete, if your job has got a concrete in it, give Presidio a call.
First free throw for Ramos, the senior, is good. Ramos gets the Bobcats within 2 now. Big free throw coming up for the senior. Second free throw doesn't go. The ball controlled by Xavier Campos of the Cowboys. Now Dominic Camacho brings it across midcourt in the lane. And he picked up his pivot foot. They're going to call him for a travel. Xavier Campos.
Let's credit the South End defense again. A lot of pressure as soon as you pick up the ball, man. They come at you, and the Bobcats playing man, but looking for that opportunity to trap as well. So if you come to a corner, expect to get 2 guys on you.
Back the other way, the Bobcats trying to make something happen. Malachi Vargas kicks it out over to Castilleja.
And stepped on the line. Isaac Castilleja, this week's San Antonio Express News boys basketball player of the week.
Always great to get that kind of recognition for your program. Into the lane, Camacho. Lane was closed, brought it back out. Gutierrez looking for the man in the corner. That's Hernandez. Hernandez, nice little jumper. That one will rattle out, and Ponce gets the board, and on the way back are the Bobcats.
Josiah Hernandez has got some handling ability here. He's going to tie that one up. Oh, he's going to get called for the foul, Josiah is. Malachi getting some good arm position on that and drawing the foul.
It's been interesting to see Malachi Vargas throughout the years playing here for the South San Bobcats. You describe him as a motor for the Bobcats here, and plays a lot of roles here for South San. Sometimes he is just everywhere, and sometimes he is just where he needs to be. In that time, he created that foul. Corner 3 will go for Adam Guerrero. Bobcats take that first lead of the game here with 4:09. Camacho. Back over to Hernandez. Camacho right side. Inside. Layup. No good. And there was plenty of contact there.
Plenty of contact on the shot attempts, on 2 shots coming, and boy, I just got to shout out the South End defense and their rotation. They are doing a great job. They come and bring a double team, and then they rotate behind it. So if you pass out of a double team, you would expect to pass to an open man, but there is the rotation is there. Yeah, somebody right there on him. So great rotation for South End on defense.
Now the Cowboys trailing by 1, looking to get that tied up. Nope. Rebound by Castilleja, and he gets it taken away. As Gutierrez had to wait for the rest of the Cowboys to come back. Camacho in the lane, dishes it off to John Paul Fisher. but bounces off and brought to Hernandez, and the offense being reset. Dinkwalter, Camacho, the drop, Fisher, no, that was Hernandez. Couldn't get that put back to go.
And not to belabor the point, but to Malachi Vargas with a big rebound.
Vargas couldn't get that one to go. He's fighting for that board. John Paul Fisher just too strong. Oh, ball gets taken away. No, I don't know if we're having an 8-second violation or is it a timeout is called.
Coach Anthony very wisely calling that timeout. I think we were really close to the 10-second count on that play. Timeout on the floor. We can tell you about Yvette Diaz of Sol Rose Medicare and Legacy. She can help you get the right policy. And you're saying, why are you running that spot in late January? Isn't December 31st the deadline? Well, it is and it isn't. You still have until March 31st. You can make a one-time annual change on your Medicare policy if you're not satisfied with it. So if you didn't act in time, the deadline snuck up on you and you didn't make a move there, or you made a move and you decided, wait a minute, this is not exactly what I was promised, Yvette Diaz can help you navigate through the process of getting that policy changed so that you're not stuck with it for all of 2026. Yvette Diaz right there will help you through a very complicated process.
Back in action here for the McCollum Cowboys as they have the basketball, trailing by one. At one point in the first quarter, they were up by 8. The defense for the Bobcats really clamping down here. Josiah Hernandez from 15 gets that one to go. Cowboys back up on top by 1. Castilleja back over to Guerrero. Guerrero trying to look for a little bit of room. Underneath, down low, Zayden Montoya is just bouncing around, wanting the basketball. Guerrero tries for the 3. Montoya's got it on the rebound. He'll kick it out. Another 3. Castilleja can't get that one to go. And the Cowboys have the board. Bringing it back is Josiah Hernandez. He'll kick it out. And now John Paul Fisher will kick it. Camacho tries a 3 with the man in his face. That one doesn't go. But for the board is Josiah Hernandez, who got fouled as he put that one back. Daniel Ramos Jr., excuse me.
Great rebound. The Bobcats try to keep. He brought that ball down low, and the Bobcats trying to take advantage of that. It was number 20, Zayden Montoya, being called for his second foul, I believe. 2 team fouls for the Cowboys and 3 for the Bobcats, and there goes an and one, a 3-point play the old-fashioned way for Daniel Ramos.
Ramos with a big putback, huge free throw, giving the Cowboys a 4-point lead. The Bobcats trying to get the lead back. 3-point attempt by Guerrero doesn't go. Camacho secures the board for the Cowboys. Good movement. 3-pointer blocked. And that was blocked by Guerrero. Another good defensive stop there by the Bobcats. Montoya in the lane, off the back of the rim. Oh, they're going to call him on an offensive foul. He charged. Was that John Paul Fisher that took the charge?
That was John Paul Fisher, I believe, Bobby, but my goodness, that was a tough call because he had come down and made contact after having come down, but still he hadn't stopped his forward progress, and I guess that's a charge.
Cowboys struggling, trying to get the ball across. They struggled the last time, and they were forced to call a timeout. Let's see if they do it this time.
10 seconds.
And this time they get called for the 10 seconds, so that pressure from the South San Bobcat defense really giving the Cowboys a difficult time.
Yeah, we've got a timeout on the floor. It's Coach Martinez who's called it, and really congratulating his defense as they come over to the sideline. 7 Cents Media is on our sponsorship team. You know them. Sebastian Castro, Isaiah Castro, Arissa Castro, they do a lot of collaboration with us, especially in the fall during football season. But when they're not collaborating with us, they've got their own gig going. If you have to have a video professionally produced, a podcast, a music video, a quince or a wedding, a big event, a documentary, 7 Cents Media can do the producing for you and make sure that the product looks polished. 7 Cents Media, we love working with them. We know that you will as well.
7 Cents Media, thank you. And here at Dennis R. Smith Gymnasium, we talked about the South San Bobcat defense coach, and this was the second time that they've pressured him this far deep. The first time, the Cowboys called a timeout. This time, they didn't want to waste another timeout.
Coach Anthony saying, guys, you're on your own. I've saved you once. I can't call a timeout every time you get in a pickle like that. And he let it play out and took the turnover, the 10-second call. But Coach Martinez wanted to make sure that he's got something dialed up here on the offensive side. That was a big turnover. They have not converted on a few of their steals, and Coach Martinez, I'm sure, is looking for a good look here.
Top of the key, Guerrero, inside out. Bobcats keeping it on the perimeter. Inside the paint goes Ramos, but now they kick it out. Ponce. And he double dribbled. They'll call him for that one. So another turnover here by the Bobcats.
Well, that's costly. Get a possession off of a steal and then a turnover before you get a chance to put up a shot. We're in the final minute of the first half here.
Cowboys up by 4, and there was Adam Guerrero. Kind of an aggressive go for the steal and made some contact, so he'll be called for it.
That's the 5th foul, so that's going to put the Cowboys in the bonus. And again, you don't like to commit a foul again 45 feet away from the bucket, and especially not when it's going to put your opponent at the line. We'll see if the Cowboys can make the Bobcats pay on this trip there. Dominic Camacho at the line makes his first.
Camacho, senior here, misses that one, but he'll get his own board. He'll kick it out. John Paul Fisher will get it right back over to him. Dominic Camacho, top of the key. Still plenty of time here in this first half of play. A little shake there by Gutierrez. Gets it over to Ramos, and Ramos will kick it back out. Camacho, and he'll be guarded by Zayden Montoya.
He had that 5-second count going too. I think he passed it right off on the 4 seconds.
10 seconds remaining in this second quarter. Driving it in, kicking it, trying to get it down to John Paul Fisher. But pass a little too hard, a little too fast, and right through the hands of J.P. Fisher.
A little too much defense as well. 5 seconds or just under 5 seconds to go in the half. The Bobcats here, plenty of time to get a shot off. Down by 5.
Inbounds. Goes over to Guerrero. Guerrero with a second. Montoya tries the 3. That was kind of close.
It would have been good if it went, but just off the rim. So we'll go to halftime. Go to halftime now. The Cowboys leading 25-20. We've got a good one. You can expect a good one just about any time these two teams take the court.
In SSA ISD, every child is empowered to explore their passion.
In our district, diverse programs ensure that every student finds their voice and path.
In our district, dedicated educators inspire and challenge their students to reach their full potential.
In our district, my dreams matter.
I have worked for Harlandale for 9 years. What makes my job special is knowing that the kids are getting a healthy and good meal to get them through the day. My kids come here. I have a 7th grader and an 11th grader, and my daughter graduated from McCollum High School in 2018.
Join Harlandale ISD cafeteria staff and be a crucial part of nourishing young minds. Apply today at harlandale.net/apply.
Come be a part of the Harlandale legacy.
¿Has estado en un choque? Es ilegal que un abogado se ponga en contacto contigo primero. Si él tuvo lo hiciera, podría arruinar su caso. No confíes en abogados que rompen la ley. Martínez y Asociados, elegido como el mejor bufete de abogados de San Antonio durante 3 años, después de haber estado en un choque. Ve con alguien en que puedas confiar. Llama a Martínez y Asociados. Con nosotros es personal.
Llame al 210-337-1111.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes. That'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Texas, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
We're at halftime here at the Dennis R. Smith Gymnasium on the campus of McCollum High School. The Cowboys holding on to a 25-20 lead. It's low scoring, a lot of defense. The Bobcats really having a tough time calibrating on this bucket. Have got some good looks, just haven't been able to convert on them. While we're at halftime, we'll catch you up on some of the things that are going on around 28-5A. Robert Villafranca here on RC Audio Sports alongside Bobby Mendez and Cesar Mendez. We thank you for joining us. While you're here, subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon and you'll be notified every time that we go live. On your screen, the current standings this evening before games, of course, tonight. Over on the boys' side, you see John Jay and Southwest Legacy tied for first place with 8 wins and 2 losses. It was a jaw-dropper, I'm going to say. Last Tuesday, the McCollum Cowboys, who had been struggling, came out and put the second loss on John Jay after Southwest Legacy had done the same at the end of the first round. Harlandale in third place, right behind them at 7-2. I beg your pardon. And Southwest rounds off the top 4 at 16-3. And there you see South San and McCollum right outside the top 4. South San 6-4. Both of these teams, in order to it'd be very difficult. Let me just put it that way. I don't think it'd eliminate them mathematically, but it'd be very difficult for either one of these teams to take a loss tonight and then find a way to get back up into the top 4. A loss tonight would mean that they'd have to win a couple of games against teams very high in the standings. Over on the girls' side, MacArthur 11-0, McCollum 10-1. We've got that game on Friday. MacArthur comes to McCollum here on Friday, and it'll be it could determine the district championship right there. MacArthur beat McCollum by 2 points on New Year's Eve. We streamed that one from Littleton Gym at Northeast ISD there at the Blossom Athletic Center. That was a great game, and we expect that Friday game to be great as well. We hope that you can join us. In third place is Southwest, and then a big knot at fourth place, Jay, South San, Southwest Legacy, all tied up at 6-6. And that's going to be a fun race to observe as we head to the last 5 ball games of the district season. These are the games tonight that are being played here tonight. MacArthur at Southwest Legacy. Harlandale travel to win tonight. It's outside at Southwest. And this is the interest-ometer game of the night for us. It's a bubble game, South San and McCollum. Over on the girls' side, Southwest Legacy is visiting MacArthur, and McCollum is visiting South San. Again, MacArthur and McCollum, a big rendezvous game on Friday. They've got to get by 2 dangerous teams, Southwest Legacy and South San, tonight to make that one get played for the district championship. Southwest Legacy, South San in the middle of the pack, but they're dangerous as well. Southwest is going to play Southside tonight, and Wynn travels here to play Harlandale. That's some news around 28-5A. If you follow us on social media, you'll see some of these. Things on our social media. We, of course, RC Audio Sports on Facebook and on Instagram, on X, even Threads. We're on Threads as well. South San's Isaac Castilleja was named the Express News Boys Basketball Player of the Week this week. Very well represented. 28-5A was on the San Antonio Express News Honor Roll in girls basketball. Leah Mancha was awarded a game ball. And over on the boys soccer side, you got Harlandale's Christopher Castellano. Recorded 6 saves in 80 minutes versus in a 1-0 win over the arch rival McCollum. In Southwest, Luis Perez scored 3 goals in an 8-0 win over South San. A game ball over on the girls soccer side as well. Southwest Legacy's Naomi Higa scored a hat trick +1 in her match this past week. And then, of course, every Sunday we put out Saw It on the Socials, Evidence of Greatness, presented by Martinez & Associates, personal injury attorney law firm. And we try to highlight the athletes and the kids, the coaches and the programs that are doing well. Over this week, we highlighted Eliana Torres and Madeline Ruiz of McCollum, who were named KSAT's Instant Replay Scholar Athletes of the Week. And a nice article by Express News. They covered Southwest and Jay. That was a big game. And you see Paris Alaquina has taken a shot against Emory Baldwin. The Dragons won a big game against the John Jay Mustangs this week. Aiden Diaz of Southwest, back-to-back district championships in Dragon Dive. He was he competed in the 1 meter board. And then big volleyball in town this past week. It was the Southwest Legacy Titans and the Southwest Dragons volleyball teams attending the League One match at the Frostbank Center. And then 3 basketball girls from MacArthur. Well, all the varsity girls from MacArthur's basketball team were officials and scorekeepers and such for middle school night there at MacArthur High School, and showing them, giving them an appreciation for the other side and the other side of things. And I think that's a pretty neat deal there. We are live here, about a minute to go in the half. We will be right back with second half action.
When you're hit by a motor vehicle, there's nobody that tells you that there's most likely going to be $1 billion insurance company protecting the driver that just hit you. It's a mistake to play in traffic, just like it's a mistake to go against an auto insurance company all alone. When you get into a car crash, don't fight the $1 billion auto insurance companies alone. If you've been injured in a car crash, call Martinez & Associates today at 210-337-1111.
You're gonna see me shine, 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 shine. Walking on beams of light, 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 light.
And we welcome you back here to the third quarter of play. Dennis R. Smith Gymnasium. Coach Robert Villafranca. I am Bobby Mendez. Cesar Mendez on the camera. 25-20 our score here. The Bobcats trailing by 5. The Cowboys moving the ball around the perimeter. They've been forced to take outside shots most of this game. Rarely getting into the paint. As you can see here, the Cowboys called for a double dribble.
I think he brought that dribble up a little too high, and they had palmed that one. A turnover nonetheless. They were holding that for a long time, almost 30 seconds before they even took a look at the basket.
In the paint, kicking it out. Ponce will hang on to it. He'll kick it out to Montoya. Back over to Guerrero. And in the corner, that's Vargas. Back over to Castilleja. Ponce will try a 3. That doesn't go. Vargas with the board and the putback.
Boy, what a tip, Bobby, from Zayden Montoya, who saw Malachi in a good position there inside the defense, and he tipped it instead of trying to get that rebound for himself. He tipped it, and to Malachi. Malachi had a nice little put back there. So that foul occurred. This is an unusual foul. Malachi Vargas's basket counts. The foul occurred after the shot, so the Bobcats get another possession after scoring 2 points.
Well, they can either go down by one or tie it up here after the bucket just a moment ago. And now a whole new offensive set for the Bobcats. Malachi Vargas kicks it out to Zayden Montoya, and Montoya will tie it right back up.
A 5-point possession for the Bobcats. A bucket, a foul on the board, and then a three-pointer.
No ball almost lost, and it was tough to handle there by Sonny Dinkwalter, but it was enough.
A jump ball, and the arrow points to the Bobcats. The Cowboys have not taken a shot here this quarter, Bobby, and 5 straight points for the Bobcats, and with the ball back again. Closed in quickly on a 5-point deficit. The Cowboys yet to take a shot.
1 minute, 27 seconds into the third quarter. The Bobcats, who are trailing by 5, are now tied up, looking to take the lead. Ponce back out to Guerrero. Back to Ponce, underneath to Montoya. Montoya trying to get to Malachi Vargas, who was unguarded underneath.
Malachi asking for the ball over there on the backside, and it looked like he might have been a passing lane there for him, but Daniel Ramos, long reach there, got into the passing lane, deflected, and got the ball for the Cowboys.
Cowboys bringing it back the other way. The fast break, led by Camacho, was trying to get it down to J.P. Fisher. But Fisher, again, could not get a handle on the basketball. Last touched by the Bobcats.
Cowboys had numbers. It was 3-on-1. They're fortunate that the ball was out of bounds on the Bobcats, but still, first shot there of the second half for the Cowboys.
From the inbounds, Camacho took a shot off, and the board not being able to brought in.
And who's blocking out? None other than Malachi Vargas. Great position on Daniel Ramos, who's a good 10 inches taller than he is.
Montoya, Castilleja down to Ponce. Guerrero back to Montoya. Good interior defense on both sides of these two teams. A three-pointer there by Isaac Castilleja. But it's been a really perimeter offense for both these teams.
You get inside, and there just isn't much there, and you're just going to have to kick out or skip pass across. But here you go again. The Cowboys trying to get inside. Trying to get inside, and boy, he draws a lot of defensive pressure there. So if the Cats, who really missed a lot of three-point looks, had some really good looks in the first half, just were not able to convert. If they can calibrate and get that shot going, it's going to be a long second half for the Cowboys.
The inbounds barely made it. Well, turnover. Bobcats back the other way. Guerrero set up for that one. Adam Guerrero had it from the corner, adjusted a few feet over, and got it to go.
Bobby Guerrero had a shot there at the far corner, and then he didn't like that shot and moved over to the center just a little bit and got that one off. And boy, what a great decision for the Bobcats. They got a big three-pointer. Anthony Martinez, David Benavides, we've been telling you about them all season long over there at Mac Haik Southway Ford, located in the heart of Southside San Antonio, in the heart of 285A on I-35 between Zarzamora and Highway 16. Anthony and David can help you make sure to get the best value on a new or a pre-owned vehicle, and they're also going to make sure that you get best value on a trade-in if you're wanting to do that. If maybe a car for yourself is in the works, maybe you've got a teen in the house that you're wanting to get a good and reliable vehicle for, I highly recommend Mac Haik Southway Ford, David Benavides, Anthony Martinez, waiting for your call, waiting for your visit.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Anthony. And thank you, Mac Haik Southway Ford, 5:06 remaining in this third quarter. We've got ourselves a ball game here. Coming into this second half of play, the Bobcats were trailing 5 points. And the McCollum Cowboys have yet to score here in this third quarter.
11 straight points for the Bobcats, as you said, trailing by 5, now up by 6.
Camacho brings it up and gets it on over to Ramos. And Ramos tried to get it down low to Fisher. But there was some contact. The ball goes out of bounds, and the foul called on Ponce.
Just not giving up anything easy inside, neither of these defenses. Long pass.
Even the entry pass underneath is difficult to get in.
These defenses are something that just a joy to watch.
Malachi Vargas on defense on Camacho there. Gets the ball moving around the corner. The 3-point by Fabian Villarreal doesn't go. Last touched by the Cowboys. So the Bobcats will get the basketball right back. Let's see if the McCollum Cowboys defense, the pressure cards come in full court here. And the Bobcats break it fairly easily as Eduardo Ponce gets it to go.
Cowboys extend a full court press, and the Bobcats just like a sieve, they got through it, got to the bucket, got a lay-in, made them pay for it. Still, the Cowboys yet to score in the third quarter.
Good defense all around. Good ball movement by the Cowboys. They've tried to find something into the lane. Gutierrez, he'll get that one to fall. The first points of the third period here for the McCollum Cowboys, and they belong to Julian Gutierrez.
4 minutes into the quarter before the Cowboys were able to get a score.
Malachi Vargas deep underneath, down in the paint. Had 2 defenders near him, but that didn't bother him one bit.
Great position. He had John Paul Fisher pinned and got good position. Had good position on him, but had another Cowboy defender swat that ball away.
Montoya, top 3-point attempt for Castilleja.
Fouled on the shot, Bobby. He's got 3 free throws coming. The South San Bobcat faithful are here in force and bringing the spirit with them. 33-27, a 6-point lead. This is as big a lead as the Cats have had all game long. And with Isaac Castilleja at the line, they're looking to extend that. He's got 3 shots missed on the first one.
Second of 3 coming up here for the senior, Isaac Castilleja. Coach mentioned how important this game was in the beginning of this ball game.
You know, to me, it's an elimination game. It may not, maybe not mathematically. I just don't see a path for the loser of this team to get back into the race. You know, we made a deal about McCollum beating Jay, but South San last Friday beat Southwest Legacy. So both of these teams coming off big wins. One of them is going to walk away with a 3-game winning streak, but Southwest Legacy and John Jay sitting at the top of the pack, and McCollum beat Jay, and South San beat Southwest Legacy.
Yeah, you know, coming into this, looking at the teams that are in this district, you know, you got John Jay, of course, at the top, and Southwest Legacy. For those teams to lose, that really opened it up here for these teams.
Ponce with a big time steal.
Bobcats back the other way. Here's a cutter into the lane. The basket's good for Isaac Castilleja.
Malachi Vargas, he saw Castilleja on the cut and just delivered a dime to him.
He saw it, you saw it, I saw it. Oh, it was great.
And Vargas delivered it, man. And what a shot, what a pass. Castilleja back at the line now. This is an and-one opportunity for him. The bucket counts. So a 10-point lead now for South San. We'll see if the Cowboys can reconvene here and close in on it. It's been a tough third quarter for them.
Another big free throw here for the Bobcats, and that one goes for Castilleja. And now the defense picking it up just a bit. Camacho gets it across the timeline. It's guarded by Castilleja. Good one-on-one defense. Drops it to J.P. Fisher. Back over to Camacho. He'll try a three. That one's off. Right into the hands of Guerrero.
Fourth team foul against McCollum, Bobby. 3 minutes left to go in the quarter. Next foul, next whistle against the Cowboys is going to put the Bobcats at the line.
Bobcats successfully inbound the ball and get it across the timeline. Montoya kicks it out to Ponce. Shot no good, but the ball controlled by the Bobcats. Zayden Montoya, he'll kick it out. Castillejas feeling it just a bit, misses that one. Little short, but brought back by Camacho. Camacho's double teamed. He lost it. The ball goes out of bounds. All that happened when Zayden Montoya came in on the double team.
Zayden Montoya had a big rebound on the last possession, giving the Bobcats another opportunity, and then with the steal, giving the Bobcats another opportunity before the Cowboys get a shot off.
Just about 2.5 to go in this third quarter. The Bobcats with an 11-point lead. As we mentioned before, they trailed by 5 starting this quarter, and they've really gotten into the run. We talked a little bit about how both teams have struggled getting into the paint, and it looks like that's all that the Bobcats are doing right now, is getting inside the paint.
After a made basket, a full court press, and almost got into the passing lane. Zayden did. Cowboys lucky to still have possession.
Dinkwalter takes a couple of steps off the glass, rolls out. Ponce with the board. Here come the Bobcats. Malachi Vargas. One-on-one with J.P. Fisher, has a cutter. That's Guerrero. Guerrero now has to kick it back out to Montoya for the three. Back of the rim. No good. J.P. Fisher with the board. And here come the Cowboys. Sonny Walter, brings it up and gets it over to Camacho underneath. J.P. Fisher off the glass, and the Cowboys will get another 2, their second bucket of the third quarter.
Somehow they get behind the South End Bobcat defense, and just an easy bucket there for John Paul Fisher. Those have been rare. They've been hard to come by this game. A timeout on the floor, and glad to have it. Gives us an opportunity to visit about Presidio Concrete. We've been telling their story for 2 years. Hector Gonzalez, Dre Gutierrez in business for 5 short years, but already have made a big mark on that industry and have developed an outstanding reputation. We've told you about how they collaborated with the San Antonio Zoo in the construction of the gorilla enclosure there. They collaborated with Judson ISD in the construction of Veterans Memorial Stadium. But don't let those 2 jobs intimidate you or make you feel like they're not going to do. They're not capable of doing something on your residence, because they certainly would be happy to do that as well. If you need a patio, a garage, a house foundation, or a gorilla enclosure built, if your project has concrete in it, Presidio Concrete should be your next call.
Easy choice to call Presidio, and here we go. South San Bobcats with a 11-point lead. They give the ball up, and the Cowboys back the other way. And Malachi Vargas seems to be in just about every single play.
He's everywhere. Before the game, I like calling him the motor. He is the motor. He's gonna play from the tip to the last tick.
In the lane, Camacho kicks it out. Back over to Camacho. This time the other corner. That three is good. Big three-pointer needed by the Cowboys as Sonny Dinkwalter gets that one to go, and then a foul was called.
24, Xavier Campos is called for the foul, and that is the 5th foul of the quarter. So again, 94 feet away from the bucket, commit a foul. You're going to make it easy on your opponent to come to the free throw line uncontested. They've got 2 opportunities to get the ball in the bucket. Under a minute, an 8-point lead for South San. Josh Sanchez at the line. I don't know that you've called his name at all today. He's on the floor. Maybe I'm guessing the first time I've seen him on the floor. But he's got an opportunity to get on the stat line.
And he does. Makes 1 of 2. The junior Josh Sanchez has the tough assignment of guarding Dominic Camacho. Ramos Jr. gives it back over to Camacho. Whistles will blow. Play will stop.
Ponce being called for the foul. It'll only be the second team foul for South San, so it won't send McCollum to the line.
Macho double teams. Gets it over to Dinkwalter. How about the hustle there by Sanchez? Leads to a steal by Guerrero. Malachi Vargas in the lane. Can't get that one to go. Dinkwalter brought it in. Here come the Cowboys.
Adam Guerrero is going to be called for a foul. Still a couple of fouls away from the bonus, so the Cowboys won't go to the line.
Second foul for Adam Guerrero. He's got 16 points for the Bobcats.
He's had those little floaters, and he's been hitting from the arc here in the second half, so very quietly putting up 16, putting up double figures.
Fisher, top of the key. Gets it over to Camacho. Down to Ramos. And now corner. Inside. Dinkwalter can't get it. Zeta Montoya will recapture it. After it was poked away, and that's going to do it for the end of the third quarter. Another fast-moving third quarter. It's the South San Bobcats 41, and McCollum Cowboys 32. You're watching high school basketball on RC Audio Sports.
You certainly are, and we're going to tell you about Yvette Diaz of Soul Rose Medicare Legacy. Again, if you are under the impression that December 31st was the deadline and the last day that you could make a change on your Medicare policy, let Yvette Diaz educate us, because you have until March 31st to make a change, a one-time change in annually. If maybe the deadline got you by surprise and you didn't act in time, or maybe you got a policy and now you're looking at it, you say, no, that's not exactly what I was promised. I'd like another shot. Well, you still have one to March 31st. Yvette Diaz, don't settle. If you are not satisfied with your Medicare policy, Yvette Diaz can walk you through the process of getting that change. You can do that between January 1st and March 31st. Let me look at my calendar. Yes, we're between January 1st and March 31st.
And you know, it just does not have to only be Medicare. There's other options available, supplemental insurances that Yvette does handle as well. As I can say, she's gotten me a supplemental policy as well, so I'm happy for that. So just not necessarily the affordable health care or the Medicare. There are other alternatives as well.
Right.
All right, the final 8 minutes on the clock here. The Bobcats up by 9. Guerrero gets it blocked by Ramos. Big stop there by the Cowboys on defense. Now if they can just turn it into points, they can't. Comes back the other way. Guerrero slows it down off the glass. Gets it to go off the big man, Daniel Ramos Jr.
Boy, he was out in front, and Ramos caught up to him. He had to slow down and kind of hang time there, and he certainly did it. Up to 18 points already for Guerrero.
The Cowboys needed some points along with stops, and there's the points. J.P. Fisher down underneath. The Bobcats have somehow managed to put both their inside and outside game to work for them. Inside the paint, that one doesn't go. A board picked up by Montoya, and he'll get that one.
Boy, you talk about work. My goodness, Montoya double teaming. Somehow he found a way to get that ball up on the rim and got his own board. He was facing again with double, triple team pressure, and somehow Montoya was able to get that ball back up on the rim and convert on his second attempt.
Bobcats back up by 11. Cowboys at some point need to get some stops and make some buckets on the transition after making those stops. Dinkwalter, top of the key, gets it poked away. Adam Guerrero with those active hands.
Dinkwalter began the scoring here for the Cowboys. Had the first 5 shots and was first 5 points. I beg your pardon, and was hot from behind the arc early on. But he's been quieted down by the South End Bobcat defense here in the second half.
Cowboys have time to get things done. There's a long 3-point attempt. That doesn't go. Rebound controlled by the Bobcats. Here comes Sanchez. Sanchez slows it down. Montoya thought about a long 3, but gets it over to Malachi Vargas, the veteran. Top of the key, drops it off for Sanchez. Back over to Montoya. Here comes the double team underneath to Vargas. He'll kick it out. Sanchez. Underneath, Vargas by his lonesome. He'll get that one to go, and he caught the Cowboys off guard.
Oh my gosh, Josh Sanchez and Malachi Vargas just hovering on the baseline. He gets behind the defense. The Cowboys moved up their defense, so they become vulnerable back at the baseline. The Bobcats taking full advantage.
Bobcats making it difficult for the Cowboys, and here's a steal in the lane. Castilleja, he'll get fouled by Xavier Campos.
Castilleja in double figures, and he'll look to improve his 10 points here at the line. Isaac Castilleja, this week's San Antonio Express News Player of the Week at the line with 10 points, looking to get 12 on his stat line. A 13-point lead for South San here in the fourth quarter.
Hey, Coach, I think that the gap widened a
did?
lot by Castilleja's play to start that third quarter.
I agree with that.
Second free throw for Castilleja. That doesn't go. Malachi Vargas gets the board, resets it for the Bobcats in the lane. That was Justin Ramos.
Isaac Castilleja and Adam Guerrero both have been scoring here for the Cats here in the second half. But Malachi Vargas, again, does a lot of things that don't show up immediately in the stat line. But the Bobcats, just as a whole, have had a great third and fourth quarter so far.
Yeah, the influx of defense for the Bobcats has really helped as a three-pointer. Great job there by Xavier Campos. So the Cowboys need stops here. They have not been able to get them since the first half. The ball around the perimeter. Josh Sanchez, top of the key, kicks it out. Castilleja now gets it over to Montoya, but guarded by Camacho. Montoya resets it over to Sanchez. Back over to Montoya. And the clock really favoring the Bobcats as they move the ball around. They do have an 11-point lead here in the fourth quarter with 4:40 to go. Outside, Montoya gets it over to Sanchez. And still big possession, long possession here for the Bobcats. And Montoya thought about a three, but no reason to shoot it. No pressure. Sanchez in the lane, the layup off the glass, doesn't go. Malachi Vargas with the board, and he gets fouled.
Well, the Bobcats just in no hurry to score, and why should they here in the fourth quarter, up by 11 points, and looked like they had taken the foot off the gas pedal. Josh Sanchez says, let me step on the gas pedal one more time, misses his layup, but Malachi Vargas brings down the offensive board. That's 2 shots coming, misses his first one. Malachi has 6 points so far this game, and Josh Sanchez a great fourth quarter. I think Josh really played well. Goes to the bench now. Gave Adam Guerrero a spell, and Adam Guerrero back on the floor.
Second free throw doesn't go, but boy, another tough one there as the Bobcats got the rebound. Isaac Castilleja, then he got fouled. So the Bobcats will maintain keep with the basketball. They've taken over a minute and a half. of the fourth quarter clock here. Vargas, top of the key. He's guarded by Dinkwalter. Takes him in the lane. Offensive foul. That one doesn't count.
Fabian Villarreal in position there and gets Malachi Vargas up in the air, takes the charge. No, a bucket.
Cowboys going to be looking for points. Time is not on their side. Dinkwalter gets it over to Hernandez, who gives it back over to, who is that? Boy, they're fighting for that basketball. It's going to be a jump ball, and he still, whistle's been blown, he still won't give up the ball.
South End and McCollum chippy, who would have thought?
Yeah. Just took a little while to get these motors going, huh?
Oh, my goodness. These guys always very competitive. We knew it when we saw them on the schedule. We said, got to get this one on RC Audio Sports. McCollum and South End will get after it. Josh Sanchez coming back. He's going to come in for Ponce. So Coach Martinez going small, putting another ball handler there. He's trying to expend some clock. Can see why that might be a strategy point.
3:47. McCollum. Oh, offensive foul.
Offensive foul, a moving screen as they try to move Malachi Vargas out. And, you know, sometimes that's going to happen when the game gets a little bit chippy, and you see some more of that going on. There's some frustration. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, more contact there. I'm not sure we caught that one. But this is where, you know, the last few minutes of a ball game, the team's got to do what they got to do. And I think in this situation here, some contact and, you know,
went back and forth, and you kind of saw that one escalating a little bit. And again, not hard to predict the outcome there. Josh Sanchez getting called for a foul, and still, you know, these inbounds plays when you've got a lot of movement without the ball in play, it can get chippy. These are two very competitive. Squads.
And just as you would expect, you know, later as this game goes on, the intensity will increase between these two teams. And I can assure you, South End, even though with an 11-point lead, they're probably not ready to just take it easy just yet.
Coach Martinez calls a timeout. He wants to talk to his Bobcats. While he does, we're going to tell you about 7 Cents Media. You know 7 Cents Media. Sebastian Castro, Isaiah Castro, Arissa Castro, they collaborate with us a lot during the fall, during football season especially. We'll collaborate a little bit during the spring as well, but when they're not collaborating with us, they've got their own gig going, 7 Cents Media. If you've got a video that you would like to be professionally produced, they can do that for you, a documentary, a music video, a podcast, a big event. And if you want it streamed, they can do that as well. 7 Cents Media can help you get it done right. Got a timeout on the floor here. We're going to stay with them. And Coach Martinez wanting a little bit of an explanation from the officials, wanting to know maybe why a whistle wasn't blown here and why it was blown there. You know, I thought it was interesting, Bobby, at halftime, Coach Martinez did not take his group into the dressing room. They had their halftime right there on the bench, and a very calm, collected, the boys sitting at the bench, Coach Martinez just going over this and that, and you know, it's not that's not the most common thing to see for a team to stay on a bench,
right.
But it was a good timeout from our view here. I mean, not a timeout, a good halftime from our view here. They were behind at that time, I believe, by 6, and Coach Martinez had a lot of instructing to do. We got a technical foul now that it was called before the timeout here, and that's probably what Coach Martinez wanted to have explained, is just what was the nature of the foul that made it a technical. Dominic Camacho at the line. He's got 2 shots coming. The Cowboys will retain possession, but Dominic misses on the first one. The Cowboys not going to get too many opportunities to miss here on this side. They wish to come back. 10-point deficit. The Cowboys will get the ball. This time they'll inbound from midcourt right here in front of our table.
Well, here we go, 3:47. Still plenty of time.
Oh, plenty of time.
For either team here, but you can't have any mistakes like that one. On the inbounds, taken away, and Adam Guerrero continues to have a spectacular game with 20 points so far. Back the other way, the lay-in doesn't go. Second opportunity, that one will go. That's for Jordan Alvarado Hidrogo. And perhaps maybe a frustration foul by Hidrogo after missing that first attempt and struggling to get that second one in there. But he gets called for a technical foul. And that, Coach, that just goes to prove, to show you that just because the officials got some gifts before the game does not mean it's going to work.
Yeah, I think they're calling it a very good game.
Yeah,
this game it's physical, and they're really doing a great job with it. The technical foul goes against Jordan Alvarado Hidrogo over there. There's a little bit of commentary after his play. He had a little color commentary after the play-by-play, and that officials weren't going to let that go. So Isaac Castilleja at the line, and he'll miss his first shot at 2 technical free throws.
So he's a senior, Jordan Alvarado Hidrogo, so maybe might be available for some basketball commentary next season if he stays in town.
Okay.
Could always use some extra help.
Sure, and he seemed quite impassioned by it, so maybe we'll visit with him after the game.
3:26 to go here, 11-point lead again for the Bobcats. Every time the Cowboys look like they've got something coming up and going good for them, the Bobcats just separate themselves again. And here you go, Guerrero to Montoya to Sanchez. Malachi, top of the key. And it's just keep away now. Castilleja, Montoya, back over, Castilleja, Sanchez. He'll take the three, he's feeling confident. And underneath is Castilleja for the board. He misses that put back, but Malachi Vargas is there. Offensive boards have been key late in this ball game for the Bobcats. Castilleja, Vargas, Montoya. 2.5 minutes approaching. Adam Guerrero. Isaac Castilleja back to Guerrero. And Montoya. Keep away. Great game of keep away. Malachi to Guerrero. Guerrero, we talked about, had with a great game.
You know, Bobby, the new rule where there are no more 1-and-1s just takes away the advantage. Whoa, Josh Sanchez, far corner. It just takes away the advantage to fouling and sending the opponent to the line for 1-and-1. Every time you go to the line, it's 2 shots. Both teams in the bonus now. And McCollum just waiting a little bit longer before they go to the foul strategy.
Dink Walter misses that one. And no second chances here for the Cowboys as the Bobcats do a good job of getting the boards. Guerrero, we talked about, with 20 points this evening. Cowboys with the steal. Long three off the back of the rim. Controlled by Josh Sanchez. Sanchez brings it up the court to Vargas. And at this point, that might do it here for the McCollum Cowboys as the Bobcats come down just a little bit further south to McCollum High School. Trailed by 5 at the end of the first half. Came and rallied in the second half.
Malachi
built, and now a 16-point lead. Coach Martinez instructing his defense, don't foul. J.P. Fisher underneath with the basket. Montoya Sanchez gets it across midcourt. That should do it. Zayden Montoya just trying to get this clock ran out. Josh Sanchez came in the third quarter, had a couple free throws, then a big three-pointer for the Bobcats. 2 seconds, that'll do it as the South San Bobcats beat the McCollum Cowboys on their home court, 56-42. Coach Robert Villafranca will be heading down to speak with Coach Martinez. We'll also have our player of the game, and we'll have that for you on social media. And I'll tell you who it is. Number 4, Adam Guerrero, the South San Bobcats. Thank you for joining us, and we'll be back on Friday. We'll be back on Friday for another broadcast. So for the broadcast crew tonight, it was Coach Robert Villafranca, Cesar Mendez. I'm Bobby Mendez. Good night, everyone.